Okay, yo, what's up everyone? It's Shooting Game Weekly, episode 148. Welcome everyone. This time we're actually revisiting Gradius 3, this time for a dedicated episode on the arcade version. That's right, just the arcade version. May or may not be the best version, that's a subjective opinion, but that was inserted there by Super Viper T302, who is the guest and the player of the featured replay that will be showing. What?
I'm not dead. I've just been really inactive from STG Weekly.
I'm glad you're not dead, because if you were dead, we'd have to have a morning episode on Super Viper T302, and that would just be really sad. Thankfully, that's not the case, but yeah. So he's going to be showing us a full run of Gradius III Arcade on very hard, and that's going to be a 1 credit clear as well, so that should be fun. And then on top of that, we're going to be looking at a few different videos from some other people and other players demonstrating the awesomeness of Gradius III Arcade. So yeah, and then on this episode also we have an additional guest of BeatsGo joining us. So what's up, BeatsGo?
Hi guys.
And I'm also co-hosted by Extruder X as well today. So yeah.
Hello.
So yeah, so you're still playing Gradius 3, Super Viper. What really brings us to showing Gradius 3 Arcade now?
Because there hasn't been a full 1cc of this game shown on the channel yet, and I felt like, you know what, might as well.
It's a good reason.
One point where you showcased like the first 3 stages when you did your Gradius 1, 2, and 3 episode, but like,
yeah, that's right.
That wasn't for just showing off a little bit of the game. And I think you said a while back that's kind of like your sneak peek feature.
Yeah, we never. Yes, that's correct. We never featured the game fully. It is notoriously one of the hardest shmups to 1 credit clear out there, and that isn't. I mean, that's not all for the best of reasons. It's actually pretty annoying to clear the game, but we're gonna try to demystify some of the hard parts of the game and maybe make it a little bit more accessible for people who want to clear the game. But speaking from personal experience, the game, I don't think it's the hardest shmup for the best reasons. It's for the annoying reasons, but it's still, you know, you can still figure it out and get by and whatnot. So we'll see exactly what those strategies are going to be. Meanwhile, we're looking at this kind of silly timeout on the bubble core from the Japanese player who's on like the 4th loop or something right now. We'll be kind of showing some various stuff. So when did you do the run we're going to be looking at, Super Viper?
Literally last Wednesday.
Last Wednesday, so we got a fresh run. It's nice.
I think I recorded the bonus stages video that's going to be showcased like yesterday.
Okay.
I kind of was attempting it on and off, because like the day before I got that run, I did like 6 attempts. One of them got to the crystal stage and then it died. Another got to the final stage. And then on the day that I got the run, it took me 1 attempt.
Yeah, nice.
Very satisfied with the run score-wise, and that's for a reason you'll find out midway through the run. But
oh, cool. So I guess we'll talk about some scoring stuff sprinkled in within as well.
Interesting run nonetheless, and I'm just happy to say that I have recorded proof of it now.
And of course, we'll mention. Go ahead.
Clearing the game on very hard is not that much more difficult than clearing the game on normal, because once you get like to stage 3, it really, the changes are barely noticeable at all.
I was going to ask, because one of those type of things. I mean, the game's already got its hard points.
First couple stages are a lot more difficult, but once you get to stage 3 and you're already fully powered up, it's really just a matter of just, if you played the game on normal, you're very likely going to.
Right.
Oh, I would mention full power up as a good thing in this game.
Definitely.
Okay, sweet. Well, this is a long game, and we do have some additional footage. So why don't we try to jump into your replay just right now? Why not?
Sure.
That's a good idea, in my opinion.
It's a pretty straightforward game, and we already covered the differences between the arcade and the SNES version in the previous episode on Gradius III, so
Yeah, this will be...
some of you might be familiar with the game.
Indeed. This will...
Definitely. Yeah, I'd be thinking, man, the SNES game is this easy compared to this. Even on arcade difficulty, like, SNES on arcade difficulty is definitely easier than this, but it's not.
It's... I mean...
Yeah, kind of ironic.
It is hard.
Arcade difficulty, you would expect it to be somewhat close to the original, but then again, the game cuts quite a bit of stuff, like being on the cartridge and such.
It is. I mean, arcade Gradius III SNES I didn't think was that much of a pushover. It's... I mean, the first stage gets pretty tough. And if you die, you can't really recover.
But yeah, this is one of these few games that Yace says you have to beat for your ego.
Lego my ego? Yeah. For your ego, yeah, I got you. I mean, yeah. Well, because it does have that notoriety to it. So if you just like are setting out like, oh, I'm gonna beat this game, it's not gonna stop me. Well, it stopped me, but it didn't stop Super Viper. So we'll see how this works out. My ego wasn't strong enough. In any case, so we have Super Viper's run queued up here. I shall do a countdown, and we'll jump into it and kind of go from there. All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Still have a little while to wait because, of course, since this is a run by me, we have to sit through like the opening scene and me going through the settings and whatnot.
Sounds
but
good.
It's amazing. It's a really good opening. Like, it shows the previous Gradius games and series.
Somehow managed to properly like animate the logos in there.
Yeah, and it's definitely different, I believe, from the Super NES intro as well.
Yeah.
It was a lot different. Although this song actually technically is still in the SNES version, but it's shortened and it's the continue theme, and it's called Everlasting. It's like the saddest song in the game.
Yeah, I mean,
kind of like an upper.
Konami was like pretty proud of the series. Like they're already like, it's only been 2 years of the Gradius, and they're already like, check out these hits that we already had, and Gradius 3 is like the best fucking shit ever.
They did intend for this game to be the last in the series at one point, and then they just kind of kept going for reasons.
And then you have like the subtitle From Myth to Legend, isn't it?
Excuse my poor Japanese pronunciation, but it's like Densetsu Kawashin wa I, and it translates to From Legend to Myth.
Yeah. Pretty good subtitle. Alright, so tell us about what you're doing here.
Good old
weapon thing, because you don't see it very often. It's actually a
which
little
type are you going to be using?
The footage from other weapon sets, and it's pretty funny. Alright, here we go.
Yeah, this type is really good because it has like the advantages of both spread bomb and ripple laser, which are both good shot types in their own merit in Gradius 2.
Gives off really big splash damage, and in this game you can fire 2 missiles at a time, so it's really useful for clearing out hordes of enemies quickly. And then you have the tail gun, which can fire backwards. It's extremely useful. And then you also have the ripple laser, which seem to like discredit the ripple laser. It's not actually that bad of a weapon, because in this game it's no less powerful than a normal laser, and it's rapid fire, and its hitbox isn't that big of an issue. Major change on very hard is since I upgraded that missile, now the enemies from the hatches are going to start firing, which they wouldn't do on normal. So already there's some major rank changes here, and there's also going to be some extra sand dragons, like this one right here. This sand dragon doesn't normally appear on normal.
That's pretty sweet that the difficulty changes aren't just like the popcorn enemies, but those dragons. Like, that's kind of unique.
Yeah, it's a fairly hard first stage by Konami marks.
Yeah, for sure. Like, if you try this game out, like, you're gonna die on stage 1 a lot.
Let's wait till stage 2.
Yeah.
And also, if you're wondering why I'm farming from the enemy hatches, you want as many extra lives as you can get in this game. Actually, very late with extra lives in that regard, because I think it's the classic first at 20,000, then every 70,000. Struggling here, because since, again, this is my first attempt, I'm a little out of practice. Or at this point, then I would have a normal difficulty.
So are you playing like Japan version here, or what ROM version are you using?
I'm playing this on the PS2 version of the game. I'm playing this on Gradius 3 and 4.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Then that's probably, well, it's the version. Though that port is really good, by the way.
It's the only port.
The only major differences are differences in slowdown, and the audio isn't quite perfect. Like, the music doesn't sound quite as it should, but it's still really good. And there's also some imbalance in sound effect volume.
I always find it amusing when someone first plays this game, they think that the spider webs can kill you.
Oh yeah.
So they stay away from the spider webs, but only until you actually fly through them that you realize that they don't have a hitbox.
Those spider enemies actually take a lot more HP on very hard, but for some reason they don't seem to on the, if you were to play this game on main.
Huh.
Go down and like, it's
weird.
really weird.
Meme sometimes has inaccuracies like that. It's kind of uncommon, but
that for very good reason, I have rapid fire and rapid missile set to different buttons. And that's primarily in that first stage so I don't accidentally fire missiles when trying to farm from the hatches, but also the spread bombs in this game have a tendency to out of other sprites, which can include enemy bullets. And
yeah,
this can become a major combo in later stages.
That can be tough.
Yay, fake difficulty.
Farming from bombs in this game is like super dangerous, as you're about to see.
Yeah.
You have to like, you need the right amount of power-ups because you don't want to overrank it. Basically, it gets super difficult, especially if you have the
Power up rank is not usually that big of an issue in this game. Like, you can stay fully powered up and blast without too many issues.
So
it's just the big bubbles.
All right.
Other games, like, for example, some like Gradius IV, for instance, you might want to like hold off on power-ups for a little while.
That's an option.
More, like, it has like leagues more of a weirder rank system than this game.
So describe your strategy that you're trying to do here.
And ripple lasers and just take out all the bubbles. That's literally my only strategy for the stage. You do have to pay attention though, because every so often there's these enemies that come from behind. Those can sometimes catch you a little bit off guard, but usually. Another thing is I'm playing with weight level set to 2, which is lagging the game a lot, which is actually, I think that weight level 2 is the most faithful to the arcade version, but it's a lot more laggier on this game whenever you can, because otherwise dodging stuff can become especially difficult.
Yeah, weight is kind of a special term, refers to slowdown, the level of slowdown. And the port actually allows you to select 3 different settings for it. It's pretty cool. 2, 1, and 0, with 0 being no slowdown, which is makes the bubble stage here pretty interesting.
Gets ballsy.
With weight level set to 0, and they're pretty insane.
I don't recall even seeing any of those though, because obviously it's just such a difficult game to just have no slowdowns on.
But this game is already difficult. If you take away that luxury, then you're gonna have fun. Also, for whatever reason, on very hard and no other difficulty, one of these bubble enemies actually contains a power-up, and I've never figured out why. Like, that orange bubble enemy doesn't happen on any other difficulty.
Yeah, they probably figure like they could use one more power up on this mode or something.
It's probably a loop thing then, if you ask me.
Destroy the eye.
That's that is another thing.
You can't just sit back. You can't damage it quick enough in order to stay back. You have to get out of its way as soon as possible.
Okay.
I think I'm refraining from activating the force field, otherwise that would cause bubble eyes movements to become a lot more erratic.
Good thing you're fully powered off. That section at low rank is low power is difficult as heck.
Well, the movements of the bubble core are predetermined, so you end up kind of memorizing where to be.
Yeah, but if you're not paying attention to the bubbles, then you really have to deal with where you have to be at, what bubbles to take care of. It's very
if you die there, your run's pretty much done.
Yes.
Okay, so if you
because you want to use your options to the fullest extent in this game, and so having this third speed up allows your options to kind of spread out a little bit more, and it's very useful for and also just having that extra bit of speed is actually a lot more useful in this game.
Okay, so this part is gonna be very memo. So this part of it is very difficult.
I'm farm from these hatches like an idiot.
Kind of introducing you to like kind of leaving option traps, which is really good technique in Gradius games.
So the music just changed there. What I did there is there's a specific purple enemy at the bottom of the screen, and if you kill it, then the song changes to this. It's actually a medley of 3 songs from older Gradius games. Free Flyer from Gradius, Fly High from Salamander, and Burning Heat from Gradius 2. It's called A Long Time Ago, and it's probably the best song in the game.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Also mind the use of the bombs here, because especially areas where they're blocking the enemies coming through going through the walls.
Also notice that there's a 7th power-up slot, and if you're playing with a weapon select, it defaults to a Mega Crash. It behaves like a blue capsule where it will kill all on-screen enemies. This is good though.
I think it should have crashed the game instead, make it crash.
I don't even know if there is any known ways to crash this game without corrupting it.
So you switched to a tail gun there, I noticed.
You want to have backwards firing for basically most of this last section. But now we're gonna head to the underground section.
Yeah, that part's you have to align yourself correctly so you can get those enemies. I use that's good for doing the aerial bomb.
Options here, you could go that volcano. It's that bottom route is just a bunch of volcanoes, and you can get a lot more score potential from going to this top route, and it's also a bit more fun. Whereas taking the bottom route is really boring. Whether or not a lot of them spawn seems to be really random, so sometimes you can get a lot of hatches to spawn, and it can really benefit you, but other times there's just not a lot. Sometimes in this little area right here, one of these hatches won't be there.
I mean, yeah, there's so much stuff, and this is the point of the game where it slows down the most. It's almost a test of patience, really.
Want to make sure you have a good route here to be able to get everything safely without risk of crashing.
Sometimes when I do this part, it's like you can get a little too aggressive going around, flying around, and then you get kind of trapped in the walls, and it's kind of interesting the way they played it out.
Or the slowdown just abruptly ends and you go crashing into the floor below you, and you get really angry. Down in this game will either be your best friend or your worst enemy.
So the force field takes 5 hits, right?
It takes 6 hits in this game.
Oh, okay.
I think this is the
hits.
only game where it takes extra hits.
It's a lot of hits.
Default would be 3 on most Gradius games.
Yeah, except Gaiden, where it's 4 or 5.
The 3. You might be thinking of the limit. Or no, the guard.
Yeah. Limit, it's way different in that game.
Such vulnerability to everything. Also, in the PS2 and PSP ports of the game, but on the arcade version of the game, the force field graphics are actually incorrect, and when it shrinks, it goes from big to small to medium. And in this game, it was fixed.
Oh, weird. Alright, so you're kind of coming up to a crucial option setup on the boss here.
We gotta deal with these annoying jumpers that are coming from behind.
I guess this little section here first.
Yeah, if you don't kill them fast, they feel the screen like really fast. They shoot these giant rings towards you, so you have to kill them on sight.
They shoot like a sunburst of 16 bullets. I think this is
so it's really important.
Sunburst.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Because otherwise the tail gun is really slow at digging through this section.
Oh crap! I forgot that there's this section too.
Oh yeah, this is a
This
really
section I would
famous
advise
section.
just like be careful because it's very easy to just rush it and then a rock or a single pixel of dirt.
Yeah, and then notably in the SNES version, you can destroy the boulders. Here, you cannot destroy the boulders. Gives it a much different dynamic. I like to just kind of like find a route and then stick to it. Is basically how I approach this section.
That is correct.
I prefer the bottom section because here it's a little bit more open than the top. The top can get kind of crowded if you're there for too long.
I hear once there was like a run where somebody had just a random boulder fall out of nowhere, and it, it was just glitched for some reason. It just killed him too.
Yeah, I believe it.
You know what's really annoying? It's when you don't notice a pixel of dirt and you die by colliding with that pixel.
Yeah.
Or like when a rock starts falling and you think you're safe to go like into that area, but it lands on the pixel of dirt.
Yeah, this area can get infuriating quickly.
That hitboxes in this game are absolutely atrocious.
Also, the ripple's kind of nice, so I can get rid of those really tiny pieces of dirt.
Red bomb to take care of those hatches easier.
So you're at the top, you're exiting the section now, and gonna do an option trap setup here.
Because we got some Iron Maidens to deal with.
Oh, you're not actually, wait, here you go.
Maidens, this is the stage 4 sub-boss from the first Gradius, and they make a comeback here, and I always like these guys.
So this is a part where knowledge is power here.
And I'm also farming from 2 hatches at once.
Dang, those are fast and very hard.
I think they're about this fast on normal as well. And also, sometimes they can just like, I've learned this the hard way, sometimes that even if you have your options set up like this, they can just slip right through your ripple lasers and they collide with you and you're dead. Fortunately, this checkpoint is not hard to recover from.
Yeah, like the run on 1cc marathon, it had that. It was quite unfortunate.
Oh yeah, talk about recovery in there.
Setup I have to get my options in a very specific way because the next boss of Dave Cormark 3 has a cool quick kill for it.
Yeah, recovery here is actually possible because you can time out the boss if you memorize the patterns, and then you can get through that section. Somewhat okay on recovery. You gotta get at least a couple options though.
Because if you have too many power-ups, then they will still fire bullets at you. So yeah, the quick kill strategy is you basically use your options to take out that back core first, so you don't have to deal with its rapid stream of lasers.
Also interesting is...
Yeah, go.
Oh, I was gonna say, interestingly, if you time out that boss, you get extra points. Is kind of, they reward you for doing that.
Most Gradius games, if you time out a boss in this game, it still gives you score for no good reason. Most other Gradius games don't do that.
Yeah, another thing about that.
Like,
sorry. Another thing about
the
that.
entire series, by the way.
Yeah, the only stage with this type of scrolling.
I feel like the SNES could have done the stage like this, but it probably would have had lots of slowdown or something.
That's used in both.
It's literally free because there's no enemies and it's just a bunch of power-ups. This is also part of the reason why recovering is not hard on that checkpoint, because you can just get most of your power-ups back in this stage if you memorize where they all are.
Yeah, I feel like they're just showing off with that section, like the hardware capability. I don't really get it, because it's just a power-up section, and it's not really hard to survive it. But yeah.
Well, yeah, that's around. Konami was competing with Sega on the arcades. So yeah, they have to show off. They can do super scalar graphics.
In case you're just wondering what just happened, Mega Crash can also kill the option hunter after it takes your options.
Oh wow, didn't know that. It's pretty sweet.
That's awesome.
Finally killing the option thief.
That thing. Like, finally you can have your revenge.
There's also a type of option hunter in this game that you can actually shoot down.
Alright, so what are you watching out for here, and what's your plan on this stage?
when the the big moais that drop the little moais, they always appear in the same spots, but whether or not the moai is standing on its back or not, or whether or not it's facing you or not, is completely random. See and react to it. Like right now, this moai that's heading off to the upper left-hand corner of the screen can see me if I let it. There are a lot of rings, and unlike most Gradius games, your shots will not pierce through these things, and they take a lot of... Like, they're one shot to destroy, but they do... It feels like they take a lot of punishment.
The rings, you mean?
Damage for this. Yeah, the rings.
Yeah.
You need to...
Well, they overlap them so well. And then, like, I think that's a rank thing, too.
Yes, it is. There's a little bit less rings.
If you're playing on normal difficulty and you lose your shield, these moais file many less rings. But since I'm playing on very hard, then that just won't happen. So I just keep my more shield.
Yeah, more score for the more rings.
I don't even lose my shield if I'm playing on normal. It's just not worth it. Like, it's not that big of a deal. But for the most part, these rings will not normally get in your way if you have like options set up right.
So what's the strat here when it comes to like figuring out which paths to take?
To be dealt with mostly through improvisation, but I have a fixed route for it. But if you're just playing through this game, you can deal with the stage pretty easily.
Well, yeah, there's that part where those like the 4 moai head formation you went in between, like that can kind of catch you because it's like a big wall and you went in between it. I think that's like one thing to kind of remember. But yeah, it's not too bad getting through this fully powered.
Then that would have only counted as 1 power capsule. If you grab 2 power capsules at around the same time in the arcade version, will just count as 1. But in the PS2 version, that was also patched.
I think the real hard part of this stage is the boss, and we're gonna see how you handle that soon.
Yeah.
Recovery really isn't possible here, by the way.
These monolith moais, and I have a funny story about these guys. So I first experienced these guys in Gradius Gaiden, and in Gaiden, once you destroy all 4 of them, the monolith doesn't disappear, it just kind of stops rotating. And when I played Gradius III SNES for the first time, I thought that still applied. So imagine my reaction when I saw like the giant wall of monoliths. Really quickly.
Yeah, like the game really wants your credits at this point.
Funny thing, so since you have free scrolling in the stage, you can use it to just kind of lap the screen like this, but you can still do it even after the free scroll stops.
That's fun. Actually, I hadn't seen that.
Alright, so Dogus, by every time, and so it's just memorize that pattern. He always gives you enough room to go above or below him when he does this. There's a glitch you can do on this boss where if you take out one of the power-up enemies and let the other one live, then he'll just spin around indefinitely and not attack you at all, and you can use that to time him out for free.
Oh, nice. Good strat.
And like Dogus, the moais will always open their mouths in the same order, and you have to be quick here.
Alright, so you have to position the options like that, kill that bottom one. I mean, you have to do this so carefully.
Where the tail gun is really useful.
But...
And once you take out those corner moais, it's really easy.
Looks like you had a really good setup there. No problem. Yeah. But that boss is a problem.
So
super annoying if you don't take it out right away. Because those inflating moais have tremendous hitboxes.
Yes.
So Finisher, you have a question about how long this game is. A little bit over, more than an hour.
Yeah, it drags on a bit.
1 minute. It really depends on how long you spend on the crystal stage, but we'll get to that when we get to that.
Yeah, if you're pretty good, you can bring it down to like 45 to 50, but yeah, if you have a lot of lives and you're having difficulty with crystal stage, yeah, that could go upwards to an hour or more.
Or you did the bonus stages for some reason.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the bonus stage.
Coolest cell stage ever because of the music and the atmosphere.
Yeah, it's kind of a shout out to the first Salamander game. Including the boss.
Salamander. I've got a bunch of these tentacle golems here. These are also making a comeback from the first Gradius. care of them pretty easily.
If you guys remember the Alimony episode, which is like the first episode for STG Weekly, you're probably wondering about what's so different between 4 and 3 cell stage. 4 is worse because of the there's like this one section where they have organisms flying out of like these tubes or blood vessels. This one's not so bad.
Yeah.
That section will give you like many different forms of sadness if you die there.
I think it gets kind of tricky here.
Walls here aren't exactly that difficult. You just got to make sure you wait until they're fully regenerated before you go through them.
How long does it take to regen?
It's not very short. You've got plenty of time usually.
Gotcha.
So notice that like you can't go all the way to the right side of the screen, even though it totally looks like you can.
So yeah, I mean, not too bad of a stage really. It's
This is a pretty nice breather stage. All these breather stages in the game. But we've got Gregor, who, if you handle this boss wrong, could be considered a bullet hell boss. As you can see, I've already got like a full stock force field and another one ready.
Have you done the recovery on this stage?
Actually, yes, I have. You can recover to this boss as well. It's just
kind of tricky, as I recall, but not too crazy.
You gotta make sure you kill that first tentacle ASAP. Also, the stage sucks on loot too, because the tentacles fire non-stop at you, and they have massive suicide bullets. The hitting a cell enemy makes an epic sound effect in this game.
It is a good sound effect. It's like a bouncy. It's like a bouncy ball made out of I don't know.
Cells?
Probably the first really terrible stage. This is probably the first really terrible stage. So coming up is the fire stage, and unlike the SNES version, the smallest fireballs cannot be destroyed. And there's like 7,000 of them coming for you.
Yeah, I'd say this is the next big hurdle of the game.
Yeah.
Really brutal.
Yeah, so one of the few strats that people go for here is don't destroy anything sometimes.
Ooh, you took a death! You gotta recover.
Oh, recover the fun stage.
So, all the fireballs are actually predetermined, so you can memorize how to go through the stage. Which is a joy.
Yeah, like different people have their different people in this stage.
It's actually really intense to recover.
Well, even the intro area sometimes is like hard to recover too, because you're like, well, the enemy paths can get even more erratic, as you probably saw.
Reminder that this stage has one of the best songs in the game.
Yes, I agree.
So,
no, I could say the plant stage has the best music, best song.
Maybe in the SNES version.
So I take it you're using the manual shot button, not the rapid, to snipe off these enemies?
Oh. I just prefer to do it that way.
How do you even read those projectiles?
Ooh.
That doesn't look
I get stuck here for a couple lives.
Yeah, this is a tough recovery. I mean, you really have to know what you're doing.
It's a matter of just positioning and knowing where enemies could be at, typically. But once you understand it, it's not too bad.
Problem with dying here is it limits a lot of score potential, so I probably lost like, I'd say close to maybe 60,000 to an average score run. Just because I don't get to shoot a lot
so
of these
here
fireballs.
you can go in this little corner here and you're safe for a while. And then you gotta get out.
Well, you have a better chance of surviving through the next stage than if you die in the last checkpoint, but I got really lucky here.
Oh, this is a fun section right here. Going through the small tunnel.
And this is also tricky. Oh, you can get really close to that flame. Nice.
Yes. That's one of the...
Not bad even in normal play because, like, yeah, there's a lot of fireballs coming at you, but typically you're almost always going to have room to squeeze in between them.
Destroy the chest.
So you're gonna be able to take out the boss here. Not too crazy of a boss.
problem with these two bosses is that both of them have really, really unpredictable behavior. Like Wyvern there, they'll just like go all around the screen. Sometimes they'll shoot fireballs that come at you from behind. And sometimes its core just doesn't open. And then Vulture Dragon here, I'm just like, boss out. Because I didn't think to equip spread bombs for this fight for some reason.
Okay, speed was more important in this game, believe it or not. Because some sections you just need the ability to navigate through both patterns easily. So, just on another note, when you were going to the fire section for Gradius, those fireballs cover enemy bullets. So yeah, it's a lot more difficult to determine where they are. So you just have to predetermine.
They're also covered by the spread bombs. So if you're playing the stage and you're going to use the lag strategy to just fire and just lag the game terribly, you do not want to fire spread bombs because you have a good chance of missing a fireball.
Man, just imagine if in the SNES version they made it as hard as the arcade. Like, people would bitch about the game so much.
oh yeah, don't forget that death at the very end for the boss. You have to go in a certain corner to not get killed.
That does kill you, huh?
Yeah.
On the SNES version, it doesn't on the arcade version.
Yeah. It doesn't? I thought maybe there was like certain patterns.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
Went right through me and it didn't hit me. So the reason why dying in that stage is bad is not because of recovering in that stage, but managing to survive through this stage with low power is actually kind of difficult.
I think in the developer interview they mentioned that this was the stage was kind of slated to be the first stage originally, but for whatever reason they end up changing it up.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's not too bad
because this stage is a little bit easier than stage 1, I'd say.
Very nice breather stage. As long as you have full power, otherwise this stage is terrible.
So those
the stage in itself isn't bad, but choking meat is like literally impossible if you're going into it with nothing.
Dang,
at least for me.
That plant just despawned there. It was interesting.
Terrible.
Like, if you just like go above that plant and wait long enough, it disappears for no reason. Just because this is a good video game.
Wait, was that because of your positioning, or just that's always what it does?
I haven't seen that any other time. It always works whenever I do that.
Huh. That's strange.
You want at least 2 options on the Ripple Laser and 3 speed-ups in order to survive off of a recovery, which is actually barely possible if you die on the last checkpoint. You need to get every capsule in order to do that.
Yeah, so you just had an option trap there to get the dispenser, otherwise you can't really get it.
Plants arms that are reaching out, they're not insta-kills. They'll just try to pull you into the ground, and they're really easy to escape from.
The only time they're kind of difficult to escape from is you have no speed.
Yeah.
But there's really nothing gonna kill you, to be honest, that section, so it's not so bad.
Choking weed has the ability to suck you in, and you can kill the arms to prevent them from firing, which is what I make sure to do. With this amount of firepower, it's barely enough in order to be able to take it out. You can time out this boss by just waiting below it, but I have pretty much never been able to pull that off.
Yeah, this boss is kind of tricky. It takes up a lot of space on screen, and if you don't know where to be for some of the parts and you're underpowered,
you're just dead no matter what.
Kind of rough. But yeah,
also, this boss can be really difficult to dodge if you're too close to it. But now that we're done with that and that I made it through, it's time for everyone's favorite stage.
Mechanical base, or wait, not mechanical base, crystal stage. Crystals.
In the game.
So, let me ask you, how many times do you retry this?
It's a spoiler.
Well, not more than 5 or 6.
I can't be more than 5.
Fortunately, it's one of the better checkpoints to recover from.
Bloop. But guess what? This stage doesn't have checkpoints. No matter where you die, you go all the way back to the beginning.
Alright, so
even the boss, if I recall?
Yeah, even if you die the boss, you go all the way back to the beginning.
These cubes drop in, but you can actually destroy them.
Stage of some sort, and then they just turned it into this stage for some reason.
Yeah, where's the high speed stage? Fuck.
In the end, it's like after the final boss, sort of.
Oh.
really a stage there. Also, I don't normally go down there to take out that hatch, but like I'd rather not deal with the widespread fire coming from it.
Yeah, just so if you don't know, you have to destroy the blocks before they make contact, because otherwise they become invincible and you can't destroy them anymore.
Yeah.
Destroy those cannons that are in blocks, you get a little bit more score than if you just destroy them normally.
Right,
you gotta make sure you destroy these cannons, because they will not hesitate to shoot you in the back.
Alright, so this is the infamously hard part of this game here.
The Crystal Rush. You've got 100 cubes flying at you, and their pattern is basically predetermined by luck. And the only way you can survive is to get a good pattern and just stay in the lower left-hand corner and pray.
Yeah, reportedly there are 24 aimed patterns, so you could probably memorize all of them if you wanna, but it's tough to recognize which one is which.
Which I did there, that was because there was a cube that was flying right above me. That's specifically cube number 12. I like to call it the Omni Cube. It is the make or break point as to whether or not you're going to get past this part. Because it is the first cube that will try to rush you from behind. The cubes that rush you are predetermined, and they're always the same. And if you do not have a good enough wall built by then, you will die, and you go all the way back to the beginning.
Predetermined based on the pattern you get, right?
The rush you are always the same, no matter what pattern. It's where they appear on screen.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. I should note that this cubes can glitch through sometimes. So, yeah, it is very luck-based. You might have a cube that, like, oh, yeah, it's going to be on the very top, and there's already a group of them covering a major part of your protector. Oh, it just glitches through. Yeah, I've seen that on, like, high-rank runs, and it's just, you're like, wow. Why did the person...
But we're not out of the woods quite yet, because now we have to deal with Lizard Core. Oh. And this boss has literally no firing pattern close to it, because its arms will start firing at you, and that can make dodging a lot more difficult.
This is where
I don't normally go to this boss with full power.
You have to position your options really well at this point. And sometimes Ripple may not be... Well, it has a tiny hitbox, does it? Or a small or bigger one?
Hitbox. It's just that I'm bad at aiming sometimes.
Oh.
You want to kill it before its arms close.
The famous boss rush music.
Well, good job on that first. Good job on that run, because that's.
Yeah, first try cube rush is really good.
Yeah, it's always a good sign.
That dodge, because that dodge that I did there was literally a last-ditch effort, and 9 out of 10 times when I do that, I just get owned. We made it past the crystal stage, and now it's time for what I think is probably the easiest boss rush in the entire Gradius series. None of the bosses here are difficult at all.
Gradius 2 boss rush is also pretty easy in my opinion.
Bye-bye.
That's most of these bosses.
Bye. It's just like, hello, goodbye. Next.
Hunter very OP in this game. Salamander, then the rest of the rehashed bosses are from Gradius 2, so we've got covered core here. And you can literally survive by just staying in front of it. Great sound in this game. You can actually go into that space where the barriers were, and the shields won't hurt you.
Typically on boss rush, there's like about 4 or 5 bosses. And this one, there's, I think, 4, I believe? Or 5? 6?
You count the 6 if you count the exclusive boss. And Big Form Mark 2 here's a phase strategy, so the lasers can't actually hit you if both you and Big Form Mark 2 are at the very top of the screen.
Don't you have to redo the whole thing if you die?
Yes, you have to redo the entire boss rush if you die.
Yeah, typically for that boss, you just have to shoot the top arm, and you have a safe spot right there. Make it easy to use the
you just
first
fight
bombs.
at the top of the screen. Okay, here's the only boss that can be considered difficult, because Christopher does fire a lot faster in this game, and the strategy from Gradius 2 where you just sit in front of it doesn't work in this game, so you have to...
They patched it.
Hard.
They fix a broken boss.
Safe spot was actually intended, though, because there's a lot of intended safe spots in Gradius II Arcade.
I'm so pissed off I still haven't uncc that game. Almost did it on the Saturn version.
Yeah, first record, I was able to take care of that pretty quickly. Decent.
Yeah, Gradius II Arcade is nice. It's probably the most balanced in terms of difficulty of all the Gradius games.
Here's Deathmark 2. He's a cool boss from Gradius 2, and
Whoa.
it's dead.
Hello,
Alright.
goodbye.
Didn't even have time to eat his toast.
Attack.
He had the
don't
toast in the
chances.
mouth, but he couldn't eat it. He couldn't eat them.
Oh, here's Delinger Core, and this boss also has a baiting strategy. So if you're not directly in Delinger Core's line of fire when its arms are closed, it will try to ram you like this. So what a lot of players try to do is they just bait it to the bottom of the screen, and I just epically failed it.
I've seen runs where they
You
just
just kind of bait it to the bottom of the screen and then move to the top and let your options do the work.
Yeah, the
see.
more speed ups you have, the more distance there is between the options, so that also kind of helps.
It makes this fight really easy if you have 3 speed ups and 3 options. Because almost all the time I go into the stage coming off of a death off of stage 9, because it is not uncommon to get there with 9 or 10 lives in reserve, and then you blow every single one of them to the Crystal Rush, because it's just stupid.
Yeah, you
So
got really
can
lucky.
collide with the purple ground here.
Your holes won't destroy your force field, but any other part of the ground will. So I moved
So,
up
yeah.
a little bit.
don't die because the checkpoint still hasn't been met. So if you die
anywhere in this
here,
first section of the base, you have to go all the way back to the start of the boss rush.
yes.
It's painful.
Yeah, mention when the
Options, like,
checkpoint
whatever
comes up,
patch.
if you can.
That you destroy that first hatch by having an option in the ceiling.
Oh yeah, the gimmicks start.
This is,
Oh,
in my
man.
opinion, the most creative base stage in the entire Gradius series. I actually really like this stage in terms of its design. It is also really difficult again. On very hard, you basically have to get through the stage without dying because the rank is still kind of higher than normal, so recovering is a lot more difficult on very hard. Tile
Oh,
section's really easy.
good old flying tiles.
I believe their hitboxes still exist even when they're in the ground, so you don't want to get too close. Option hunters in this game. That's the standard kind. The second is the kind that you can destroy after it takes your options without a Mega Crash, and the third is this kind that bobs up and down.
Oh, okay.
And the way option hunters work in this game is that they will appear after a set time, regardless of if you have 4 options or not, but the less options you have, the more time in between when you activate the option and when it will appear.
Okay, so this
So if you
this
have like
part,
one option to appear,
yeah, this part you have to know. You have to destroy at certain sections because if they get your pathway where you want to go escape, you're pretty much stuck.
Yeah.
there's literally nothing you can do. You can also just safe it out by going at the bottom, but then it's a lot harder to take out both of the hatches. So I choose to do it that way. And it's basically free. Moving floors. The very tops of these moving floors actually aren't solid. So you can...
Yeah, if you use
wire
the
it.
bombs, you can see the actual hitbox area. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, we're going to showcase that
see
later
like
on.
you're screwed, but you're not.
Shooting through it also indicates where it stops, so it's not. You'll definitely know.
Radius rule, if you can shoot through it, you can fly through it. This is another really creative section. You got a bunch of these mini clubs from Gradius 2 kind of blocking your path, and they're indestructible, so your only method of defense is to hide in these tiny holes.
Yeah, and that eats your shield really easily.
Last one is really difficult to get past, and this last Shadow Dancer has actually killed a run before.
So why the
That's
top
why I
section,
couldn't recover.
not the bottom?
It's a lot harder to do it on the bottom, and the top's just easier.
Gotcha.
Spin laser section. So these spin lasers are probably the only things in this game that aren't affected by lag. So you actually do not want to lag the game here. It gets really thrown off and it's really hard to get past them.
Predetermined pathways.
Yeah, this section is fucked up.
Yeah, and you can't crash into them. You can crash into them, so yeah, you have to follow.
It's not like an alarm, it's just like white death.
That's a pretty cool idea, you gotta admit, though.
Again, this is a really nice base stage, but it is also incredibly difficult. But now we're past all that. It's time for the gun wall, aka Disrupt.
The music is so cheerful while the game murders you.
So cheerful.
You're almost at the end, so.
Disrupt goes down in like 20 seconds if you're good. If you happen to die to this checkpoint, there's a very easy safe spot to utilize where you can time this boss out.
Where's the spot?
It's a little behind. If you notice the floors that are jutting out at the top of the screen, it's a little ways behind the last one from the top of the screen.
Okay, kind of like the Gradius IV one.
And if you sit there and just keep firing, none of the enemies will hit you, none of the Dr. Bolts will hit you, and none of the laser cannons will hit you.
This is also a section where you can milk a boss in Gradius. Oh. So yeah, it's real. This section is also crucial for scoring.
Well, I mean, unless you die there like 6 times in a row.
Yeah, like then there's no point.
You might epic shadow your strat. So I'm firing a lot here because there's a few turrets that spawn on the ceiling and floor, and by firing there you can take out 3 of them, and it's only this 4th one you have to deal with.
Oh, this section can get pretty interesting if you don't know the hitbox.
So they actually also patched Shadow Gear's hitboxes, but while they're bent, the very tips of them don't exist.
Is that during the movement of the legs, or is it when they're just in any states?
I think it's really just when they're on the ground that it's beneficial. Also, I'm using the spread bombs here to allow me to take care of these fuckers before they even become a threat. Go. Now we're done with that section. Typically, once you get to this checkpoint, it's almost guaranteed that you're going to get the... And now we just wait for, like, a couple minutes.
Eventually.
I thought there was another organic part.
It's coming up.
Oh, okay.
You've got
oh, yeah, here it is.
Bullshit.
Yeah, one more organic section.
Yeah, and
now we
this
have some meatballs with terrible hitboxes.
Meatballs.
It's kind of like a one-shot way. You have to just go through it because obviously regenerative cells.
Cleared it out. Easy with 3 speed-ups and 0 speed-ups, but no other count for me, and I don't know why.
There's the rhythm to it.
Yeah. Just to getting to that section with either 3 or 0, but like if I get there off of a recovery from the disrupt checkpoint, just die there because I almost always have 1 speed-up.
Finally, the final boss that does something.
Yeah.
It's still not that big of a threat.
Man, this background is very grotesque.
Like the mouths that are constantly yawning.
You're too slow.
The ground here is really tired.
Yo, what's up? You finally made it.
That's a good impression of frenetic.
Out of the greediness.
The screen scrolling in this game is like 1 pixel per second.
While many so will I.
And
So good.
Not over yet.
so, what happens if we die here?
Or the regenerating wall checkpoint.
Oh yeah. So you have to go through that
Like,
bullshit.
yeah, it's like put in the speed stage in the game.
It's not even that fast.
It's not even speed stage at all.
It's a little bit
They
faster.
wanted to have
It's
at
like
least two
dense.
speed ups, and for the vertical climbs, you just kind of want to be near the front of the screen and kind of hold up and back. If you try to hold straight up, you're just going to fly right into the ceiling.
Alright, so there are bonus stages that are shout-outs to the previous Gradius games. You can get them by getting hit by Bacterians, these bubble weapons, kinda.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
crazy.
Oh yeah,
we're
another
gonna
thing
show
about
those.
it is it doesn't work in the Super NES.
Version, it automatically kills you.
Yeah, so yeah, this is only exclusive in the arcade version.
Yeah, just let yourself be hit, then just grab your NES and play Gradius 1 instead.
Yes.
The arcade. Not much else to say about that.
Yeah, good run there. Are we gonna
Yeah,
watch the rest
GG,
of it
man.
here?
Attempt loop 2, but I don't get far at all.
You want us to watch that or
Nah,
I like make an effort.
no? Okay.
let's go
Make
to
an
the bonus
effort,
stage.
so I try.
So you want to look at that bonus, that extra stage now? Then is that what we're doing?
Well, I'm only in loop 2 for like less than 2 minutes. So, I mean, if you want to move on, then yeah. But if you want to show loop 2, then no. Alright, you've already moved on. Never mind.
Yeah, I already
yeah.
paused it. Okay.
Stage 1 and the second loop gets like even worse.
Because the layout changes, and also you basically need to be entering the stage with full power in order to run.
Okay, so we're gonna look at the bonus stage then.
These were recorded separately from my full run, but these were also done on very hard.
Okay, I guess I'll just start the video here if you guys are ready. Alright. I'll assume that's a yes. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. So yeah, as we mentioned, you gotta take the damage from the ball attack thing here.
Balls.
Whoa, just
Oh, also this guy is this you, by the way?
I think he
This is
said
you,
this. I think he said this. Oh yeah, he said it was recorded separately, but yeah.
Yeah. Look the it's basically low power, so yeah, it starts up kind of hard.
You
So
lose
it's
all of your
larger than
power
the Gradius 1 stage.
on the stage, and you only get 2 power-up opportunities at each stage. So the best thing you can do is just get 2 speed ups.
So how much of this is there?
So these stages are ridiculously difficult, and it's really not worth going to these stages in a full game run.
So
You're much better off just beating the game.
So like you can beat the stages, then you go to the actual second loop. Is that how this works? How does
You'll
this
see
work?
what happens after I beat the boss. You beat the stage, and then you go back to the start of the regenerating wall checkpoint, and you lose all your power-ups again.
Oh, so this is like punishment.
Yeah,
You get
basically.
really that much more benefit from going to either of them, so it's not worth it.
It's so
Yeah,
weird
it's a-
hearing the soundtrack.
But
It's-
after you run out of bonus stages, does it start to kill you? Going into the bubbles.
Destroy the core.
Well, like he said,
So-
you just go back to the regenerating walls.
Ah, yeah.
And for some reason, I just found out you can damage the barriers while the core is closed, and I don't know why. This is a good game.
Very good game.
Yeah.
Rather than game design.
Yeah, share it to your friends, your enemies, especially the enemies.
Oh god, hitboxes.
That transition, so awkward.
Okay, now we're going to show off the other stage, which is Salamander.
2 separate stages. Weird. So you have to do the first one before the second one then? Or is that how that works?
The top one always sends you to Salamander, bottom always sends you to Gradius, and I think the middle one is random.
Oh. Whoa.
I think it works. Like one time I one time I hit the bottom one and it took me to Salamander, and then one time Bacterium just didn't spawn them at all for no good reason.
So goofy.
No bonus stage for you.
You can just kill him without problem.
Pick it up for speed up. Pick it up for multiple.
Yeah, this is just as difficult as the first Gradius stage.
Not bad,
Oh, yeah.
honestly. You just gotta make it through these regen walls and these brains.
An intruder had penetrated our battlefield.
Like all of the Life Force quotes memorized from like the Japanese arcade Life Force. I have like all of them memorized.
They're so good. So cheesy.
There's some great.
It
Cannot
it's
be
like,
destroyed.
is it the same voice actor who did the was it that basketball game for Konami for the national anthem?
Now that I think about it, they sound similar. They sound similar enough. So it might be.
It probably is. More you think about it. But man, I just want to listen to national anthem one more time from it.
And because you lose all your power-ups, it's nearly impossible to kill this guy within a minute.
It's cool how close the music is to the original with this hardware.
Me and Salamander share the same sound chip.
I think they're different hardware.
It's a Yamaha 215 one, if I remember correctly. And I think both games have that.
Okay.
That's I have to look that up just to be sure. I mean,
Seahawk saying that in his video about these stages, because this and Power of Anger in the arcade version are the only two songs that play in stereo in this entire game.
That's
That
funny.
is so odd.
I'm about to kill this guy, but I actually just found a better video for Hitbox display that we should use, and I just posted it in the Discord, so you want to check that out real quick.
All right.
And for those who are not paying attention in the chat, there's also Jamers posted up Hitbox images, and some of them are hilarious to look at.
We're about to show off. We're about to showcase a video with the various hitboxes, and the music in this video isn't from the actual game. So if you want to like mute it or something, I don't know.
Okay, so we're gonna look at that Hitbox video you just posted. Is that what we're doing now?
The PS2 version of this game, I don't know how you exactly unlock it, but it has an option to show off hitboxes.
Okay, I thought it was 1cc, but I could be wrong.
It's just kind of a showcase video.
Alright.
Ready?
So, yeah, I'll count it down for the video he just posted.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
Crazy some of these hitboxes are.
Oh, is this recorded from Mikado by any chance?
I wouldn't know. It's an old legend of the Gradius games.
So, just for those who don't know, oh god, some of these boxes. If you beat the, I think you have to 1cc the game, but you can unlock hitbox mode or something like that, if I recall.
It might be ours blog too. I don't remember which one it was. So yeah, this game has some questionable hitboxes. I guess we're seeing some here, but
Mini. Oh yeah, there's. Oh yeah, best arrangement for a Gradius game, by the way.
This is a really, really good song. Oh yeah, here's something kind of cool. Or the sand dune isn't solid.
Nice.
Wow.
And I did not make this video, it was made by somebody else.
Oh no, they are squares.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
great.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
that's
you can just like
hilarious.
slip into the core there.
I think
Yes.
so, but it doesn't count terrain, and that might count as terrain.
So was part of the boss bubble core the terrain, but didn't show it? You can't fly into that boss, can you?
You can obviously collide with the terrain, but
What was that white box?
Row, which is basically, you know, a square. But look at the hitbox for the lasers on the top and bottom. Oh my gosh, there's spaces you could go through. That's
Yeah, that's in Gradius 4 as well for lasers.
Yeah,
Oh, he
there's
died.
like a 50% chance to go through.
Okay, you can slam into the back of those Moai heads, right? That's gotta be, so yeah, like you said, it's not including the terrain hitboxes, so not everything is. You can't just fly through that shit.
Yeah, don't get your hopes up.
Much that I talked about earlier.
What's with the nose area then? For their
Your little nose hitbox. Yeah, this is the notoriously bad hitboxes here. Check it out. Once they inflate, you can see some of the bad ones. There's one that's really bad. Hey, did they fix it? Wait, I thought there was a really bad hitbox for one of those.
Yeah, there's an image Chambers posted showing that, where it just like once it explodes, it's still a big hitbox. Yeah, it's.
I thought one of the inflations was just completely off though.
Great goal here. Hitboxes don't surround his entire body.
Yeah, it's fun to play with the hitbox mode enabled. I do that in Gradius 4 sometimes. It's just like, it's enlightening a little bit.
Yeah, it also has terrain view in Gradius 4, I think.
I think so.
I'm grateful that if you are destroyed, don't destroy that arm if you're trying to want to see the game, because otherwise Gregor is impossible to hit. Oh, and here's a cool strat you can do. If you happen to have a Mega Crash during Bolt Dragon, you can instant kill it with a Mega Crash.
Yeah, Chambers mentioned that. That's nice.
Oh, nice. That was some
luck. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, he just stayed. I guess there's a specific area for that. Well, I guess death. So you just stay in maybe Sumerian Woods. Oh God, Crystal. I wonder what the Japanese is gonna comment in this one now. So notice the hitbox for the ship, so you can like literally just use the front of the ship and just not get hit. So if you memorize that, you pretty much can get through a lot of these parents easily. Oh my God!
Don't go
Holy
directly below Lizard Core. It fires lasers that trap you.
Holy fuck! That's a huge hitbox for those lasers for the crystal area boss.
Yeah, it's like the Street Fighter of the shooting games.
That hitbox is like extremely far back. So Nervous Breakdown is a freaking bot.
Oh my gosh, those randomly appearing boxes have a huge hitbox too. That's nuts. Didn't realize that.
Yeah, now your time playing Gradius 3 is never the same.
But I have never figured out. Like, I don't know how this is possible right here.
What?
What
just walked to the line.
What?
Maybe during the lag frame or something? I don't know.
I'll tell you one thing, he's doing really good dodges in that section. Well, obviously.
All skills.
Wait, what?
And his hitboxes are like super high up. Also, this is the safe spot I was referring to earlier.
What
Oh,
the
I thought you were
fuck?
talking about top right.
So the
Yeah,
hitbox.
it's not like the one in Gradius 4.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God! Do you see these bullet patterns? They just like the hitbox is below or above it for the wall.
That's really broken hitboxes.
Oh my
Also, pay
gosh.
attention. Your Shadow Gear. This is also an example of bad hitboxes.
Oh shit. This is bad.
So look at the legs when they're moving. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
That's
I
why a lot
mean-
of players can go underneath it while it's, even if it's in that
yeah.
movement.
Yeah, it's just like off.
Okay for that. Balls.
Janky hitbox, man.
Quality game, quality Konami.
Make really bad hitboxes for their video games.
I mean, there's a couple that are pretty bad, but most of them are okay.
Games have pretty questionable hitboxes.
It's like the main offender is really those Moai heads on the Moai boss. Because if you don't
Game, if we haven't
do it
really,
correctly,
we haven't really touched on it too much, but this game has terrible checkpoints.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. Horrible checkpoints.
It's literally impossible to recover.
Oh,
well, there's
can't wait
like,
for the
yeah, I
hitbox.
mean, we mentioned the ones you can recover from, at least. A lot of them are just rough. And then impossible.
Yeah,
This game's probably the worst offender for the checkpoints, I'd say.
Really bad.
Probably.
How about Raiden?
No, I mean of the Gradius series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That.
R-Type is worse because if you die just without bits, some part is like really tough.
Okay, now what are we doing?
Yeah, we're watching the
Great
video of the 7th loop, which is currently like the best like 7-all video on YouTube. So
Okay. We got some timestamps for that, as I recall.
And I
Even
think we
eighth loop.
could probably just like close out the episode on that or something.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Alright. So I'm gonna go to the first one, 1135. We're gonna look at some various stuff on high loop gameplay now. From a different player. You know the player's name is it Astro City?
No, I think it is actually. Hold on.
I think that is the player's handle.
No, this is a Astro City's Arcade.
Oh, okay.
It's like
Yeah, it's just the recorder. Like,
Yeah.
Oh.
it does. Who's the player? I don't recall. I'll probably have to look it up once.
there's no player mentioned.
That's the thing with most of these like Japanese replays. They do a terrible job of giving credit.
Yeah, they're so humble. Like they're playing these hard games for like 10 loops straight in a row, and they're like, "Nah, we don't need credit. You're just awesome like that."
Time they're actually playing on arcade PCBs too.
Well, the thing is like, well, I mean, they're not alone in Japan. Like multiple people can kick the game's ass.
Imagine somebody actually wants to buy Gradius III PCB and play it. The insanity.
Yeah, and
He's,
Gradius
like,
3
paintball
boards. Yeah, Gradius 3 boards are hard to find too. They're not easy to get these days.
in general are hard to find.
Yeah. All right, so 11:45. You said
Yeah.
11:45 on this.
No, it's the timestamp is like 6:05.
I'm already midway through the fire stage.
Okay.
11:35. My bad. Actually,
Overall, I'd say that like this is a game you really have to practice in order to, and you have to have patience. You have to have patience.
yeah. Save states work in MAME, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah, I assume so.
Okay.
Yeah, I tried it before. It works fine.
There was someone who was mentioned to me that they didn't have save states working for the game, but I was like, I think you're using an old version, so yeah, just get your version updated. Anyway, let's start with this 11:35 here. 3, 2, 1, go. So I think you want to demonstrate Big Core Mark III here.
No, this is the fire stage start.
But I started from 11:35.
It should be like 6:05:10.
For what?
You're at the right spot. No, wait.
I mean, it's the loop, like timing of the 7th loop fire stage.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know what 6:05:10 was.
I think we're referring to the 8-2 video by Astro City.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
We're all on the same page here, I think.
okay, good.
Anyway.
This was not very well coordinated.
Anyway, so what loop is he on here? Or why are we looking at this right now?
Yeah, loop 7, fire stage, plant stage, and the crystal stage.
These
But
are-
The most infamous spots.
But this isn't loop 7.
no, this is loop 7. Yeah, when they say 8-2, that means that's the farthest they've gone up to.
But we're at 12. But we're at 12:50.
That's because the rest of us are 6 hours into the video.
What?
Do you not know how to read timestamps?
Apparently not.
STG Weekly, episode 148.
Number 1 on your list there was 11:35. Oh, the Hitbox vid. Okay, I was looking at the wrong shit.
Uh-oh.
That was a video that we didn't even look at because I found a better video.
Okay, I didn't know where you wanted me.
2 hours, 5 minutes, 10 seconds. But like, we've already wasted a lot of time, so I don't know what to do.
Just roll with it.
No, I'll go to where we need to be. I just was confused there because I was looking at a list
so
of
there's
timestamps that
this-
wasn't the correct
yeah.
list.
Yeah, the video is called ASTRO CITY.
Yeah, I'm on the right
8-2.
video. I was just looking at the wrong timestamp list.
Yeah, me too, I guess.
Okay, yeah, it's 6 hours in.
Okay, we're going there.
6:05.
This is a great game. Just know that.
Yeah, there are two main dangers that are involved with looping the game. The first is, obviously, the game is harder by introducing the more revenge bullets to the fray, and the second is, the longer you play, the longer, the more chances of you dying and, hooking up your checkpoint.
Recovering is even harder on loop 2.
Okay, I'm at the timestamp now. So,
Okay, yeah, sure, be ready.
all right, 3, 2, 1, go. Sorry about that.
Me too. Wow, that was weird sound effect.
Sound being utilized. So that 7th power slot, you have a weapon edit mode in this game where you can customize your own power meter. And you can, for that 7th power slot, you can either do speed down, where you can convert your remaining lives into options, and I think there's one other that I can't remember.
Okay, so his power selection is missile, vertical, twin laser, option, force field, and spit down.
Very good setup. Pretty optimal for long runs like this and situational runs.
Despite popular belief, the cycle laser is completely useless in this game.
Well, apparently, a lot of the good players can use it pretty well, so it's not really.
With the rifle lasers, that it can actually go straight through these fireballs, and twin laser gets blocked by them.
Yep.
Can you destroy the fireballs with the Mega Crash?
No, if I recall. I could be totally wrong because I haven't seen this this
You
part.
you can get the fireballs to their next smallest phase, but I don't think you can.
Oh, those are some tight bullet patterns to go through.
Jeez.
Ooh,
I would never be able to do
Jesus,
this.
man. Dear Lord, give me some wire in this room.
Yeah, and the person is already past 6 hours of it.
Yeah, imagine just sitting there, just going through mind your own business and just. Oh, I'm on a 6 loop.
Let's see what Flaco feels like.
Well, this is like score play here.
It is too. So they're going beyond survival.
That's why he's
They're going balls
destroying
to
all the
wall, man.
fireballs and doing those crazy dodges. I guess he has a general idea of how the fireballs are exploding, and then he can kind of react.
Yeah.
I guess that's the strategy
Yeah,
here.
center stage.
Because
And
you can't predict exactly where they're always going to be because it's just the lasers are going to be blocked by certain things, etc., etc. But I mean, this is just proof of a lot of experience.
really clear that I found on YouTube where like they had 15 lives or something going into the fire stage on loop 2, and they made it out with 0 lives left.
Oh, by the way, notice his speed right now. I think it's like 4 or 5. I think it's 4. It's really
it can't be 5 because speed up is still available on the power meter.
It's probably 4 then.
Possible on higher loops.
So those fireballs are new, right?
Yep.
That's if you have full power.
What about it? Is it dependent on what loop you're on, or what?
No, after loop 2. No, after loop.
No, you can fire them on loop 1.
Oh.
There? Okay.
Is there less of them, or what? Or is,
Move
it,
faster.
or is it the same? Okay, so if you're fully powered up, you have those random fireballs there. It's kind of cheap.
I just love this explosion section. It just takes forever, and you're just like sitting there. It's like, yep, any moment now, I could hit the boss.
Right before the transition's over, I think it kills one of the heads after it finishes.
Yeah, this boss music, by the way, always gives me the chills for some reason. I don't know what it is about it. I don't know if I'm the only one alone on that, but
Alright.
Yeah, like it's one of the better game OSTs, like at its time in
This game has a pitching
year
soundtrack.
89. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I still feel. I love the death with the head just flying out to nowhere. Yeah, that's good stuff right there.
There.
Yeah, a lot of the good players have used higher speeds in this game because the use
More
of
spread.
Yeah, more spread. It's very important in a game, Gray's game.
it is really nice, that mechanic.
Not like the shooters that are literally just bullet hell. This is a game that's legitimately difficult.
Well, you can pretty much call it bullet hell at this point.
Yeah.
But the game
I mean, no, it's just hell.
Like even Twinbee from Konami gets bullet hell-esque.
You know
Yeah.
what's impossible? Parodius die on the second loop in arcade.
Oh god, yeah, that's up there.
On the arcade version in general.
I mean, the only difference is that your hitbox is bigger, and they can't have as many because of hardware limitations. It's really the only difference. Those despawn on both of them. Nice.
Yeah, like even
on
one little cookie cutter enemy can just shoot the whole screen with bullets. It's amazing.
Yeah, the Gradius games are always a lot more entertaining when you have a lot more bullets on screen. I feel
There's
like.
just so many bullets that like other stage elements just don't spawn. Like on the fire stage, sometimes fireballs don't split all the way.
Well, it's almost like a different game, even.
Yeah,
Kinda.
as the loops go on, more and more stages become like actually difficult. Like even the plant stage, it's not the breather anymore. You have to deal with all the revenge bullets.
There's
It just means
spouting
more
out.
planning and more,
Yeah.
more milking at this point, based off the way the guy's playing. He just wants to milk as much enemies as possible.
That's insane. Like he's progressed so far, and he can still think about scoring.
Well, it's his plan, right? So.
Yeah, there are people who got 10 million in the game.
her
Oh,
playing.
enemy!
I don't
Oh, those bottom plants were shooting bullets. He wants to milk as much as possible off of those two. If you're looking at the
And
scoring
they don't get
mechanics for the
score.
stage.
They don't get score.
Oh, they don't. Yeah, you're right. I forgot. It's been a while since I seen the replay.
So let me just get this clear. I'm the only person in this call who has once seen this game, correct?
I haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried.
I can't even get past. Actually, I think I made past stage 4, which is the flying section. That's about as much as I could do in that game.
I beat Fire Stage once.
That's pretty good.
Past the fire stage is usually an accomplishment.
Yeah, it's tough to get past that for sure.
Once you're good at this game, you can beat stages 1 through 8 usually really consistently, and it just comes down to getting past the crystal stage and then not being an idiot on the final stage.
Yeah.
If I recall, I think there was a video made just dedicated to just recoveries in this game. I forgot who hosted it, but on the farm, but they have one just dedicated for stage 3 because that's a very common place where you die. Specifically where the boulders are at.
Oh yeah, we're about to see how to recover on this stage. Because
Yes.
yeah, he dies.
Oh yeah, and those cubes are much more meaner now. For no apparent reason.
I think their speed doesn't change on Blue.
No, they don't. It's just the game wanted to say fuck you all day.
Honestly, the cube rush was not a good idea. Survival dependent on chance is just really bad shooting game design.
If you can do this where you just memorize where the turrets are, oh god, you're really good. You already know this game back of your mind.
Yeah, like if you want an exercise in futility, you can also study all of the 24 cube patterns.
The reason why this guy can't do it pretty easily now because you got the speed to make the dodging a lot easier. And as always, there could be that one cube that randomly gets behind him and just aims. It happens. That's why like he knows which cubes are going to hit him later, so he goes out of his camping spot, and it kills him anyway. Yes.
Yeah, recovery time. It's the one of the most famous checkpoints in the game.
Oh, by the way, that's not one life. There's probably like 20 or something.
Once you reach 10 lives in this game, the life counter overflows, but you still have 10 lives. It's just visually it looks like you have 0.
So you really don't know. You kind of don't know once in a while. You're just,
that's cool.
Thankfully, on the first loop, it's much easier.
Imagine if you're just watching casually in the arcade and they're like almost on the last life and like, oh, yeah, I got 10 more lives. Just kidding.
Well, not only that, you're like, I have to get through this damn section. I got 10 lives. Can you end me now?
Yeah, it's like these old arcade games like Robotron or Asteroids where you can get like 100 lives and just take a break.
Some of these deaths are intentional, by the way, because they want to get as much power-ups.
Oh, and yeah, so when you die, you retain the first power-up bar if you have it.
Yeah, you have to not use it up.
Yeah.
You have to hold it in your stock for it to count.
Because
no
speed. Because they realize having 0 speed just sucks balls, probably.
It is important in this game to have. Oh my god.
You need at least one. If you have none, you can't live very long.
So imagine these being no wait for this game in this loop right now. It's not something you want to enjoy.
It may make it more exciting.
Sure does.
Yeah, there are lots of things that the shmup players haven't really like broken into, like Gradius without slowdown. I mean Gradius 3 in particular. So, like, if you're a really good player, you can always be somewhat like creative, find your niche, and showcase the world your wonderful video of like how good are you at this specific aspect of the game.
Well, I know some people have tried no weight runs. I think
I've never tried a new weight run. In fact, I can't even get far in the second loop on this game. The farthest I've made it is the bubble stage. It was no.
The only game I could no wait in is, I think, Blue Wish Resurrection Plus. That's about as much of a no wait run I could do.
Hidden Sieges is also pretty possible. By the same developer.
Oh yeah, those cubes can't get through that little space, so just don't be surprised if he dies here. Oh yeah, hitbox design. Oh god.
Yeah, then you.
I really like the design, like these
go.
multiple sprites and they just stick to each other. The cubes are really nice looking. My cat really enjoyed like watching this video on the tablet.
Oh.
And you thought you were safe.
Whoa.
Oh, this game is super mean.
Tapped out and I missed it.
I kind of like
Random.
looked away, but yeah, it looked like he flew into the wall there.
No, he did. I didn't see any cube flying to him. Yeah, that was. I think that might be an intentional death, actually.
Oh
Sometimes-
yeah, it might be because like it's always like just taking shots at these little enemies.
Yeah. And sometimes, yeah, that's kind of like the weird mindset of some of these players. Like, oh, I want to die because I want to just get more points off these, popcorn enemies. Just because I want to get good score, better personal PB, and I want to showcase that I'm pretty good at playing this game too.
It's
Very odd.
works out.
Very weird mentality, but that's what it is. Oh, sorry for dogs. Hang on.
Well, I mean, some of the players in Japan have been playing it since it's been out. I mean, this is kind of how it is too.
I mean, there weren't that much like really hard games before Gradius 3 came out. Like, I mean, well,
I
R-Type 2 maybe.
I don't know about that.
Okay, sorry about that. I had dogs barking, so.
Franker Z. Yeah.
Franker Z. Rest in peace, Franker Z. You
Rest in
always
peace.
be remembered.
Yeah. Okay, and that pretty much wraps it up for this episode. We're just gonna wait until he goes past this section and kills the boss, and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, we see that option hunter, yeah, the third type that bubbles around.
Yeah, I never knew that, those 3 types of option thieves. I never noticed that. It's neat.
Yeah, me too. I didn't notice that at all.
Usually
Yeah,
just
believe
like,
it or not.
no. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, believe it or not, I think the beta version of this game, they actually I don't think they even tested this game.
Oh my gosh, they play tested this game. Oh no. They knew what we were doing.
Yeah, oh right, yeah. Oh, I heard the story about where they did play tested it and people were complaining it was like too difficult, if I recall.
I think that during
Yeah.
the Black Ops reviews, I think someone said that like they could recover at most checkpoints.
I think that,
No,
well,
is it-
I mean, I thought it was like they added that trial mode as a result of the location test.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
completely BS.
It is?
Yeah.
No, as in like just for like what they're doing with it. It's like, yeah, seriously.
So the trial
I
mode, you play the first 3 stages and the game ends, and it's just what's the other thing about it? Like, don't you? It's easier.
Yeah, it's
Easier to
much
recover
easier.
it because it doesn't take away all your power-ups when you die.
Oh yeah.
One
So that was like their
The game
easy
was-
fix to like helping people train the game, I guess.
Yeah, sure. The third stage being the caves section. Yeah, sure. Why not? Make it. Throw them the big boy. Yeah, that's definitely.
It's just strange.
Yeah, it's definitely.
And in the PS2 port, did they even let you pick that trial mode? I forget.
Yes,
They do?
You
Okay.
can.
Okay.
It's close. It's
PAL version
arcade
of this game
replication.
also nerfed. The PAL version of this game was also nerfed because in the PAL version you also don't lose all of your power-ups with recoveries.
Yeah, get the original, I guess. Get the JP or US version.
Okay, we are not watching anymore.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
That was interesting.
Yeah, for those of you like who really like this game, they might watch all 7 hours of it. Sure.
If they really like it.
I kind of did. It was quite something.
We barbecued that day.
I really want someone to play Gradius.
Because the longer the run is, the more chance of people dying like at as many checkpoints as possible. So it's good learning practice.
It's also a warning too, telling you that, hey, this is what you're expecting in this game.
Oh, like, I think at one point Cream was in my chat when I was playing this game and I was streaming it, and she was just like, some people literally grind checkpoints so that they will know how to recover from every single one.
Yeah, sure.
Well, that's what you have to do with that fire stage.
Definitely do.
Like, you have to, like, you pretty much want to know how to recover there, because your run is just dead then.
Your ass is on fire. That's what.
I remember learning the recovery on that. It's actually really satisfying to finally get it.
Me at this point.
That was one I ended up getting,
Okay.
but fuck that cube section.
Yes. Fuck cubes and bubbles.
Yeah, of note also is that the PS2 port includes a dedicated practice mode for the cube rush. So yeah, that's interesting as well.
I think it was like 9-2 if I recall, or 8-. I forgot which one, but yeah, it's there. It's necessary.
I'm going to respectfully disagree with you. Gradius PC Engine is not easier.
Why?
Like arcade, I think the version has an extra stage. I think that automatically should rule it out.
Anyway, that was some good stuff on Gradius III Arcade. Probably won't be covering Gradius 3 again.
Please not.
The third time, I
Really?
think.
Yeah,
Third
it
try.
might
The
not
arcade version.
it might not be Konami's best, but it's certainly one of the more infamous games of the whole franchise.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
because they're easy to cover. So yeah, play it if you wanna like enjoy your suffering.
Try it.
Hey,
Get to
this
the
is-
crystal stage and game over. Do it like 10 times in a row.
Oh, don't worry. This game will make you become a masochist, I guess.
Yeah, it'll test your patience for sure. I mean, like I said at the beginning of the episode, like a lot of the parts really aren't that bad. It's the parts that are bad that are really bad.
Also,
That's
the game
kind of
is
how
long,
that's how the
so,
dynamic
yeah,
is.
It really tires you out.
Takes up in
so,
quality when it lacks in quantity.
yeah.
But like historically and whatnot, like it's it's awesome. The game's awesome and whatnot. I mean, it's still fun to play too. But yeah, it's just has those glaring difficulty spikes is the main problem, which is addressed in the SNES version. And by the way, check out we have episode on the SNES version if you want to hear all about that. Check that out.
SNES is also a really good game.
Yeah, and it was also covered by the Super Viper Trian too. Yeah.
Indeed. So yeah.
Just play Gradius in general.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good stuff.
Best series.
Don't play Mars Matrix.
Oh, darn it.
Go
Yeah.
play Mars Matrix.
Yeah, go play Mars Matrix if you like.
If you like cubes, I guess.
Oh, don't say cubes again, man.
Cubes.
Please, no.
Yeah. I mean,
Funny
Mars
story,
Matrix
I
is the superior game with Cube. Yeah, there's no argument here.
I think Ketsui has better cubes, but that's just my
Oh,
opinion.
what the fuck? What the fuck, guys? Seriously?
I mean, I don't know what other games have
Death Tiny.
cubes, but
Katsumi Death Tiny.
Death Tiny.
Oh, by the way, if those who don't know, Ketsui is also coming out for the PS4, so definitely be on the lookout for that. Unfortunately, it's Japanese only, so just FYI.
All right. Well, yeah, good stuff. Thanks again for coming on, Super Viper, talking about that, and Beats Go for joining. Of course, it was a fun one to talk about and look at the runs, and once again address some of the things with the game and whatnot. And I think it was pretty educational and also entertaining.
Ooh, educational.
Yeah.
Play Gradius, play Konami.
Play Konami. Sounds like a slogan.
Just don't expect to not rage.
Yes.
What was your worst rage moment playing Gradius III Arcade?
PSP and broke it.
Broke his PSP playing Gradius III Arcade. What a chump.
Well, like I like screwed up. I think I like kind of screwed up the disc. Like where you put in the disc, I screwed up that part. I like bent a part of it, and I was able to put it back into place.
But that was an
But
accident. You're making it sound like it was an accident.
yeah, it was on mine. It was on accident.
Okay, wasn't a rage. It's like freaking UMD. Urgh. I'm gonna scratch up your. I'm gonna scratch your protected disc in
One
anger.
last thing I'm going to say is that I think the PSP version of Gradius 3, I think its difficulty isn't exactly accurate. It seems like easy on that game is harder than normal difficulty on the PS2 version, so that would mean that very hard on that game is the hardest difficulty of
Yeah,
this game.
that's still pretty good though. Alright, well, yeah, thanks for watching everyone. We'll catch you next time on STG Weekly. Hope you guys have a good one.
See you later.
Hello, butts.
On this Saturday episode. Yep, so take care everyone.
See ya, fam.